And welcome to Let's Fly VFR. Today we're going to go for a flight in the Cessna 152, and we're going to do a bit of sightseeing around Cairo. So as we jump into the Cessna 152, we can see ahead of us are some of the great sites that Microsoft Flight Simulator offers us to go and visit. Some great scenery, there's bush trips, there's a whole range of things if you're not familiar and you're still on the outer and considering getting into a bit of flight simulation. The 152 is looking magnificent here in VR and got it really smooth at the moment as well with the stabilization I've got turned on in Oculus Mirror. That's working pretty well. We've got the scenery looking pretty nice down there. Very true to life. I was fortunate enough to come exactly to here some years ago and got a chance to have a wander around the pyramids and in awe of how just enormously huge they are. The main one there, the largest one, we could see on the bus for about 5 to 10 k's, I guess, away. It's about 135 meters tall. It is just huge, and this sim doesn't really do it justice, really, unless we probably went down and landed there and then looked up in VR, and you might see how big it is. It's massive. The one that was a bit of a disappointment was I expected the Sphinx itself to be a lot larger than it is, and it was still big, but it wasn't as big as I thought it would be. And then in front of that we have the I think it's an old religious site from all those years back. As you can see there, the Sphinx is just out through the window there, and you can walk between those sites. And I believe in the past you could walk from the pyramids themselves all the way down through there. They were doing a lot of work when I was there at the time, but just really impressive. Massive sized blocks, just that little shiny bit on the top. Apparently it all used to be covered in gold, so it would glisten from a very long way away. So as we come around, it's pretty smooth as we get through there. Yeah, I thought the Sphinx itself would be quite a bit larger than it actually is. You can see the buses down next to it. It gives you a bit of scale. I think the scale's probably not too bad, but I just always thought it would be much bigger than it was. Now we got to stand basically just in front of its paws there when we're having a look. So let's head up and we'll go around and head over towards Cairo in a moment. We get a bit of altitude. Maybe we'll do a bit of aeros here. I'm still looking to see how these aircraft actually handle. 152 is probably one of the first flights I've had in the 152, and I didn't realise there was a whole lot of more pyramids that were so close by. Another two a little bit further off to the right, as you can see there. And we're going to head around and then we'll have a bit of a tour over the city, head up the river, and then few little arrows, and then we'll probably call it quits about there. If you have anywhere that you think is a place I should go visit, whether it's one of the tours that's already in Microsoft Flight Simulator, or whether it's somewhere you know that's pretty amazing and we should take a view there, please leave me a note down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, I do get quite a number of questions, generally technical ones, on how do I do this and how do I do that. Always love to hear from you. Feel free to leave me questions, and I try as much as possible to get back to you pretty quick. I think generally within 15 or 20 minutes I often get back to many, unless you happen to catch me getting my beauty sleep because of the time differences between where we all live in the world. So just turning around and heading up the river. That looks pretty amazing. There was quite a trip. We came down from Port Al Said, which is on the coast, and basically followed the canal down from there and saw some ships. And it's just amazing to see full-size ships in the middle of the desert. Now you can't see the water because of the canal on the way it's constructed. Anyway, let's do a couple of little arrows. Let's go up and over the top. We'll do a bit of a loop. Just fell out of that one. Needed a little bit more of a pull, I think, initially, and then let it come over the top a little bit. I think a little slow. Let's head down. That light looks amazing as we go up around sunset. Do an aileron roll. That's fairly smooth, isn't it? It's not too bad. So these aircraft do handle pretty well. Looking forward to the comparison of X-Plane 12 as well. You know, having been a long time X-Plane 11 user on this channel, it's nice to finally get to grips with stall that one a little bit. Get to grips with Microsoft Flight Simulator and start to enjoy what it has to offer as well. It doesn't matter what sim you're flying, guys. There's a lot of ours is better than yours and yours is better than theirs, but at the end of the day, you fly whatever you enjoy, and you'll find parts of it that you like, and you'll find parts in others that you might like as well. That's why it's nice to have a couple. I really love flying around in DCS. I find that amazing and realistic, having flown in jet fighters myself as a passenger and having worked on them for well over 20 years. Really enjoy getting a little bit of getting the imagination, getting the little boy out really, and dreaming again. That's pretty amazing stuff. So we got about 10 k's, 10 nautical miles or so over to Cairo International. 9.9 nautical miles, but I don't think we're going to worry about going over there today. We will just keep flying around, a couple more arrows, and then we will call it quits, I think. Up we go. We'll stall and fall out of that one. Let's head down a little low level and get some control back. And away we go. The city's looking pretty good, isn't it? There's a little bit of traffic down there. Didn't notice that before. Do it a bit more. There's normally a lot of cars running around in Cairo. Let's see, we're just going to pick the nose up and we're rolling inverted. When you're doing this in a real aircraft, this sort of altitude. So let's keep it up just a lot of and push forward on the stick. Rolling around and out we come. So until next time, hope you enjoyed that little flight around Cairo. And we'll catch you back here at Let's Fly VFR real soon. See you then. Bye.